If Pretty Little Liars and How to Get Away with Murder had a baby, it would totally be Tiny Pretty Things. Hello everyone, and welcome back to An Honest Critique. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Today's video is going to take a look at Netflix's newest original show, Tiny Pretty Things, which I coincidentally keep calling Pretty Little Things because it reminds me so much of Pretty Little Liars. In this video, I will be giving my honest critique of the first episode and whether or not it piqued my interest enough to give the whole season a watch. Because I will be discussing details about the first episode, I have to give a quick spoiler warning. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. The show starts off with some very heavy Pretty Little Liar vibes, with an ominous voiceover and a precariously dark moment on a rooftop. Taking a page right out of the PLL handbook, the young dancer on the roof is approached by a threatening dark figure. After a quick scuffle, she's thrown back and off of the roof to the street 4 stories down. We find out that this young woman is Cassie, one of the top dancers at the Archer School of Ballet, or ASB, in Chicago. With Cassie in the hospital, a spot opens up at the elite school of dance, and young dancer Nevaeh from Inglewood, California is called to fill it. As Nevaeh settles into Archer, we meet a lot of important characters, like Madame Dubois, who is the headmaster of the school. Right off the bat, we know that Madame Dubois is very concerned with maintaining the school's image. It becomes pretty clear that aside from Nevaeh's talent, she's being used to try to cover up the whole Cassie scandal, especially with all the reporters around. We then meet Alan, who works to prepare the young dancers' bodies, and is married to Topher, the very strict ballet master that pushes the students to be perfect. The first episode follows Nevaeh's journey as she joins the fiercely competitive students at ASB. Among these students are Shane, who quickly becomes one of Nevaeh's closest friends as he helps her out on her first day, Bet, who is clearly the queen bee of the group, Nabil, who is one of the top male dancers and Cassie's boyfriend. Remember Cassie? Oren, who is another top male dancer who is currently dating Bet and possibly Shane? Can't wait to see how that mess turns out. And June, who is Cassie's old roommate and now Nevaeh's. We find out that Nevaeh applied to ASB to follow in the footsteps of her idol, Delia Whitlaw, who is a recent Archer graduate and, funny enough, Bet's older sister. Given the way that choreographer Ramon gets very hands-on with his dancers, there's a good chance he may be wrapped up in some of the dark stuff going on at the school. Throughout the episode, we see Nevaeh questioning whether she can really be successful at Archer as she struggles with feeling like an outsider among her classmates, and the school as a whole, with faculty parading her around like a rags-to-riches success story. With characters like Officer Cruz trying to find out what really happened to Cassie, we become detectives alongside her, trying to weed out who really pushed Cassie off the roof. And our job becomes even more difficult as every single character seems to have a motive to want to get the top dancer out of the spotlight. We do see some instances of camaraderie among the dancers because despite the fierce competition they have with one another, at the end of the day, they understand each other's struggles and pain. The episode ends with Bet completely falling on her face in class when she's partnered up with Shane. When Topher asks if anyone can actually do the dance, Nevaeh and Oren shine above the rest of the students, thereby reversing the roles between her and Bet at the very beginning of the episode. After watching their dance, the choreographer Ramon decides to take the school performance of Sleeping Beauty in an entirely different direction, with his announcement of the new theme, Jack the Ripper. I can honestly say, unlike the rest of the school, I got really excited when I heard that, because I feel like it's the perfect fit for the show's dark atmosphere, and with the psycho on the loose pushing girls off of roofs, I think it'll be a perfect parallel to watch alongside the mystery. Before the end of the episode, we get dealt a few more clues about the shady business going on at Archer with the growing rivalries and the attempted murder mystery, with the final shot being Nevaeh receiving the same white rose that Cassie held before she was pushed off the roof. We know we can expect a whole lot more drama and that the best is yet to come. The show explores some really cool themes like perfection, identity, and passion. Every student has their own internal struggle with one of these. For Oren, it's about achieving the perfect body, leading him to purge after every meal. For Bet, it's about getting out from under her sister Delia's shadow and proving that she deserves to be an archer for her own talent, not her last name. For Jane, it's about making her mother proud when all she really wants is for her to love her. And for Nevaeh, initially it felt like she was going to be the outsider, only brought in as a PR stunt for the school. But as we see, she views ballet as a passion, whereas many of the students see it as a strict lifestyle or career path. And it's her passion and talent for ballet that establishes her place at the top of the class at the end of this first episode. We don't know too much else about her personal life aside from a possible sexual trauma in her past based on the way she reacts to being touched by Alan and how she reacts to seeing Ramon's hands-on choreography. We also know that she has a relationship with her mother that she doesn't want anyone to know about. So, was the first episode strong enough to make me want to watch more? Absolutely. I think this show is actually really interesting. I will say I'm a big fan of Pretty Little Liars and How to Get Away with Murder, so I was immediately sucked in by the teen drama and the murder mystery. However, if you're not into those kinds of things or not a big fan of those kinds of shows, this one may not be for you. Personally, I am definitely going to keep watching because I like the characters and their development so far makes me want to learn more about them, specifically Nevaeh and Nabil, because I think they have some really cool character setups in the first episode. I also want to see if race is going to play a bigger role throughout the season because it's definitely hinted at in this first one. I also think the soundtrack does a really great job of accompanying and bringing the character stories to life, like the first song Monster that we see in that opening sequence. I will say that there is a lot of sexual content in this first episode, so please keep that in mind if that's not really your thing. My last reason for watching the show? I love trying to figure out who the big bad is before the big reveal at the end. We all know it probably won't be one of the people they're directing us to, like Ramon, June, the boys. It's always the person you least expect. Thankfully, with only 10 episodes in the season, we won't have to wait too long to find out who pushed Cassie off that roof. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video to show it some love. Comment down below if you're going to be watching the show, and if you are, please let me know who you think the big bad is. And finally, please subscribe if you have not done so already. I really do appreciate every single subscriber, and I honestly get excited every time a new one joins the channel. Thanks again for all of your support, and I will see you in the next video.